Good day everyone, we are here to present a research proposal with the title Beauty Sleep, an experimental study on the perceived health and attractiveness of sleep-deprived people. Okay, so let's start with the introduction. There is a quotation that says, love at first sight, and we all have heard it before, right? And this isn't love at all, because it is our facial features, body languages, facial expression that creates the attraction itself. Human judgment is our capability to make weigh and effective decisions, and this judgment comes with sensible conclusion and objective opinions. We begin to have a first impression towards something when it is presented through our eyes, and we are able to shape our environment through making a good communication between the people around us, and one of this is our physical features. According to a study, children who appears unattractive mostly exhibits antisocial behaviors than those who appear attractive. Thus, physical attractiveness plays an important and vital role in shaping our interpersonal relationship as well as our decision making in a social context. Sleep, on the other hand, plays an important role in our physical health, thus affecting our physical attractiveness as well. There is a lot of benefits when you get enough sleep every night, and according to a study, 5 hours of sleep is not enough for our body to function the way it is supposed to be. Studies have found out that our reasoning skills, decision making, and communication skills are highly affected when we are sleep deprived. For young adults, recommended hours of sleep are 7 to 9 hours for a healthier body and healthier mind. Considering consequences of sleep deprivation, such as low cognitive ability, sleep disorders, risk of diabetes, and early death, as a millennial who often get enough of sleep, we might want to consider practicing good sleeping pattern.
So for our thesis statement, we begin by asking the question, how does our sleeping pattern relate with our health and physical attractiveness? So when we sleep, our energy increase, our immune systems get better, our cognitive abilities and emotional stability, they strengthen. So when having enough sleep, it improves our well-being. But how is it even connected with the way other people perceive our beauty? So yes, beauty may be in the eye of the beholder, but beauty can be seen through our eyes, our skin, or anything that can be seen in our physicality. So with that, our appearance is proven to be affected by our sleep.
According to Heinz, when we sleep, our bodies recharge. Not only our bodies recharge, but our skin does also as well. During sleep, we heal, restore, and eliminate toxins from the skin. This research aims to study the outcome of experiencing a sleep deprivation and investigate the differences between having a beauty sleep and sleep deprivation. Choosing this study may help the people to take care of themselves, and sleep is important as the beauty products to maintain physical health and attractiveness.
Let's head on to our related literature. So we were able to find materials that completely support our study. We provided you with more or less 10 articles on our list, but let me give you a brief rundown of them. So based from our findings in our review, the results have shown that the effects of sleep deprivation on facial appearance in association with cues of fatigue. And sleep deficiency is common with adolescents and adults, whereas sleep deprivation contributes to health concerns and behavioral patterns. And it was suggested that other people should be sensitive to others in terms of their sleeping history and sleeping behavior, as it depends on person's capacity for their social interaction.
Sleep deprivation is a widespread phenomenon that has a profound impact on behavior of many people. There are recent studies mention that at least 6 out of 10 adults they do not get enough sleep. According to the National Sleep Foundation of 2009, there are individuals reported that they only sleep less than 6 hours. Among college students, their amount of insufficient sleep is higher, with a 71% of their lacking of sleep and only less than 5 hours of sleep at most nights. The typical adult need a minimum of 8 hours sleep to be considered as fully rested, and individuals who receive only 6 hours per night and their father recognized as sleep deprived. Imagine the years of poor sleeping can do to your appearance. It takes a toll on your eyes, your complexion, and your hair, as sleep deprivation really affects your appearance. So, there are recent published study that as John Axelson and his team as in Karolinska Institute in Stockholm have discovered that sleep-deprived people appears to be less attractive and healthy, more tired than those who get a full night of work of sleep.
So next is methodology, the research design. So this study used experimental research, also known as the quasi-experimental design, in which this observes and measures the relationship between variables. So these variables are under two different groups of people, and these are sleep-deprived and the well-rested participants, as perceived healthy, attractiveness, and tiredness. So in this experimental study, we are aiming to rate the impact of the quasi-independent variables under naturally occurring conditions. So we try to find whether the independent variable, which is the group of people who are sleep-deprived and well-rested, affects the dependent variable, in which these are the perceived health, attractiveness, and tiredness. So respondents were inquired to holograph their faces and then undergone both conditions.
Respondents and sampling. For the respondents, it was conveniently randomized based on those who answered the online Google Form survey and we need total number of 20 participants joining with an age ranging into 16 and to 30 years old to determine uh, the relationship between the sleep and the beauty.
So in conceptual framework, IV means the independent variables, in which these are the sleep-deprived and well-rested sleep, and pointing at the dependent variable, in which how they affect the perceived health and attractiveness and the tiredness of the person. So next is the data gathering, in which this study there are 2 participants needed, 10 in healthy sleep while the other 10 is sleep deprived. So in each participant it has 2 observers. The participants are teenagers and adults ranging from the ages of 16 to 30 years old that are in the Philippines. So the researchers used an experimental design wherein the participants slept in their own homes after the participants sleep. They were interviewed by the researcher and their faces were photographed under the 2 conditions. So, on having a well-rested sleep, on having a 7 hours of wakefulness, and after sleep deprivation, having 31 hours of wakefulness. So, the photograph is designed to observe and rate the perceived health, attractiveness, and tiredness of your people.
For the statistical treatment, to analyze the data, the researchers use regression analysis to measure the relationship between the sleep to beauty of the respondents. Aside from this, it would determine the significance of relation with a tendency to be accurate in the future condition. For example, for the future researchers. The statistical treatment of this study used to aim for a prediction of possibility and relevance in the future use. Our goal is to determine the relationship of the sleep to beauty, and if we gather the data, we can help the future researchers to nurture or to help them to study deep or more.